harsh alcohol off of it, and then we'll continue with the rest of the recipe, which I think is all the chicken stock and spices at this point. Get the bay leaves out because we'll need those. Can you, do you have the recipe up?
Yep.
Can you see what temperature the oven needs to be at?
$425.
Okay.
You could probably, I think you can use the toaster oven to cook this if you use that smaller baking dish.
Yeah, I think that's what we'll do. I'll start it preheating. So this is going to cook for... So the original recipe is 20 minutes, but that's for double the amount of meat. So it probably only needs about 10 minutes. But still, it needs that time to simmer a little bit. So we'll let the oven preheat while it simmers.
Yeah.
What's up?
Oh, just... I don't know if you need to necessarily have the cooking times for some of this stuff. Just...
Well, it's less food.
Oh, you just meant how long the meat needs to simmer?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that probably makes sense.
I mean, we can check it after 10 minutes, and if it needs longer, it can have longer, but
yep.
I'd rather check after half the time just to make sure we're not overcooking it, you know?
Yep.
Okay. So we've got the wine in there. We're going to add the chicken stock, which we gelatinized earlier.
The gelatin adds body and viscosity to the liquid without altering the flavor significantly. If you add flour to further thicken, it can sometimes dull the meat sauce's flavor.
Thank you, Daniel?
Yeah, that was Daniel Gritzer's
Okay.
write-up on this recipe.
I was like, that was much too composed of a sentence to be off the cuff.
I do not know what you were insinuating, sir.
And then thyme. So the original recipe is fresh thyme, 2 sprigs. So I'll do about half a teaspoon of dried thyme, which is what we have.
We did try to procure fresh thyme, and our grocery store betrayed us.
Betrayal!
Top 10 anime betrayals of 2022 so far. HEB Curbside let us down.
Alright. And also wants the bay leaf. But let's hold off on that for a minute. Let's do the Worcestershire sauce, about half a tablespoon.
Woo! Sauce.
Just gonna kind of eyeball it because I know how much I like Worcestershire sauce.
Uh-oh. This is dangerous, y'all.
There we go. And then Marmite.
Alright, this is dangerous.
If I can find the Marmite. Let's see, where did I put it?
I may have hidden it from this world to protect it
What?
from the salt. I think it should be in that bin in the top left, maybe?
This one here?
Yeah.
It doesn't look like it.
How about the one underneath it? What about that one on the middle shelf?
I know, I thought I put it somewhere fairly obvious, but maybe not obvious enough, apparently.
On that one on the middle shelf? Underneath the flour?
This one here?
Yeah.
That's why I looked just a moment ago, and... Oh, there it is. Obviously, I didn't look closely enough. Thank you, Stuart.
You're good.
Alright. My good friend, Marmite.
Yeah.
Which I know there were very conflicting opinions of whether Marmite is good or not.
Andrew, what's Marmite?
Marmite is yeast extract. It's don't think they actually do the whole brewing process now to get this stuff, but it used to be made as leftover brewing beer after the yeast have all had their fun in the vert of making beer. This stuff is left over.
Basically black salt paste?
It's basically black salt paste, although because it has yeast in it, it is very savory. It has a lot of like natural glutamates in it, so it adds a very strong, meaty, savory flavor to whatever you add it to. Eating it on its own is very controversial because it's such a strong, salty flavor. But when it's mixed into a gravy like this, essentially what we're making here is a gravy for all this meat and veggies. It just adds a really nice, savory flavor to it, you know? You can't necessarily pinpoint that, oh, that's Marmite.
Leave it, Buster. Hey,
gosh, all I did was tap the spoon on the pot.
Buster, come on.
And he thought it was someone outside. Buster, come here.
Danger,
all I'm doing is this. See? It's me. Okay? Good boy. You're fine. No one outside.
That is starting to look good and saucy.
It is. And it looks like just your regular old shepherd's pie. It doesn't seem obviously containing plant-based meat.
But how does it taste?